guys, and welcome back. This is about the 10th time I filmed this video because my phone keeps interrupting me. I've just put it as do not disturb. Anyway, so I've just posted a blog post about how to stop snacking so much, and I realized that a lot of you prefer watching videos and some of you prefer reading blog posts. So just for you to be able to find the information anywhere you go, I'm going to reiterate it in all of my platforms so you guys can just get it in any form you want. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a background about me and my upbringing with snacking and healthy eating before I dive into my tips. So I grew up in quite a healthy household. Ex-mom, my mom managed to kind of direct us in the right way when it comes to food and have a really healthy relationship with food without depriving us of anything. My mom never said, no, don't you dare have that chocolate. This is not allowed. This is forbidden. She had this way of reinforcing that the three big meals of the day are the important meals. You should really have your 3 meals. You cannot miss a meal. And they're always healthy and nutritious. And if you want a snack, then it's before a certain time. You shouldn't have high sugar and processed things before you go to bed, which was about 9 p.m. Like maybe I was until I was 16 or something. And yeah, so I just never really felt deprived of snacks, or like I really want to go and like dive into my snacks cupboard and just have lots of crappy food. My dad was just one thing that he didn't like us to have was crisps, just because he comes from a food production background, and he kind of understands what goes into the food production of stuff like that, and he knows how unhealthy they are, so he just really avoided us having them as much as possible. So it was mostly like, oh, your friends are over, fine, we'll have some crisps. We had pizza like once every few weeks, and it was just a very lax environment around food. And the only time I remember my mom trying to have to force me to eat anything was fruits. So my mom would cut up fruits for me and my brother every day, and she would have to basically chase me down the hallway in the house and be like, so you have your fruits. And she found it pretty impossible to believe that I decided to start having fruits by myself, and I just absolutely love them now, and I want to start my day with them and have them for a snack. And she's just like, what happened? But I'm glad that change happened. So I kept that mindset of my day not revolving around snacks and having my 3 main meals. And this is something that I actually convey to my clients as well, because I truly believe in the power of having 3 big meals that are filling and healthy, rather than smaller meals made out of like processed stuff and you have to grab for snacks here and there. So the first 6 months of uni don't count. I had so much processed crap because I had no idea how to barely make a sandwich. And then I figured things out, and I figured that I need to feed myself properly and take care of myself, and continue what my mom was doing. And I started cooking and learning how to cook and take care of myself. And then I stopped snacking again. So it wasn't mostly snacking in the first 6 months, it was mostly just terrible food. And then I was just not buy snacks. I would maybe have like a few nuts at home, just in case I got really hungry and I want something to grab on. But my friends would come over and they'd find nothing in my snack cupboard. I didn't have a snack cupboard. So if I needed a snack, it was 9 p.m. and I just really felt like a piece of chocolate or something. I'm like, okay, I need to walk about 5 minutes to get that piece of chocolate. How much do I want it? And if I didn't want it bad enough to go walk those 5 minutes, then it just means I didn't want it bad enough, and I didn't really need it. And I was just buy snacks when friends are coming over, and I know we're gonna get through them, and they're not gonna just stick around in my cupboard for me to have and like binge on later. So this comes to my first tip. And my first tip for you to stop snacking is to simply don't buy them. Duh, right? But for real, this is like the best tip I can give you, and it's out of sight, out of mind. And yeah, you might say, oh, but I'll buy them and keep them in a cupboard, and that way they're out of sight. They're not really out of sight. You know they're there, and you're probably peeking in there every other day, or you have to grab something near them and you're seeing them. So you sit by the TV and it's the end of your day, and this is when most people snack. And you're like, oh, but you know, there's a bag of crisps there, I might as well have it. Or there's a piece of chocolate, I'll just have a little bit. So the best advice I can give you, the top tip I can give you is to not buy them. And again, apply the same rule I had applied to myself, is if you're really craving them, then you're gonna get off your ass and go get something you want to eat for then. So don't overfill your cupboards with snacks and you're sure, oh, but I have people over and I need to make sure that there's always snacks. Yes, but you know, sometimes I'll just call my best friend and be like, can you just grab something on your way? Or I'll get out and just get something because people are coming over. Really, that 10-minute walk is not the end of the world when you really need to just be entertaining people, whatever. And also, you don't need to be eating these processed snacks, and you don't need to be feeding your guests these processed snacks. There's so many other ways that you can have healthy snacks. So G and I really like having like cucumber and baby carrots, or just cut up carrots with lemon and cumin. We're Arab, and cumin is just a staple in our household. It's so yummy, and just makes them really delicious. And anytime we feed them to anyone, we've put them at parties, people absolutely love them. My best friend and I make like kale crisps or mushroom crisps. So there's just a million other things that you can actually do and make healthy snacks rather than just be consuming all of this processed, high calorie, high fat shit, basically. So my second tip here is try water first. So a lot of us are not very good at drinking water. I won't put myself in that category because I think I overconsume water. But we're not very good at consuming water, and thirst is very often mistaken for hunger. So my second tip is for you is, okay, I feel a bit hungry, I feel a bit peckish. Instead of straight out reaching out for something to eat, then get yourself a big glass, fill it up with water, and just have that glass of water. And then give yourself 15 to 20 minutes. If you're still hungry or peckish after that, then be like, okay, now it's time for me to look for a healthy snack. My third tip is, you're gonna hate me for this one, it's go for a walk. Just get out there, go for a walk. Yes, seriously. So yes, you feel like eating and sitting by the TV and just eating crap, and I'm telling you to go for a walk. But sometimes the best way to forget that you're peckish or that you're craving something unhealthy and about to have a binge session is for you to get distracted. And the best way for you to get distracted is go out there, get some oxygen, move a little bit, and you'll probably feel better about yourself for moving. You'll be like, you know what, actually I don't want that crap. I should just keep up with being healthy and active and everything. My fourth tip revolves around your 3 meals again. If you're still hungry, eat more of your dinner or lunch or whatever it is. So again, I recommend you have 3 big healthy meals, and assuming that you're someone who is on a healthy streak or at least tries to take care of their food and cooks like healthy food at home, then it is much better for you to have a bit more of your dinner, which is healthy and filling, and you know exactly what's in there, rather than just reach out for that processed snack that just brings you 0 nutritional value. My 5th tip is for you to not skimp on actual meals. So yes, again, 3 big meals, healthy and filling, but do not reduce. So if you're trying to reduce the amount of calories you're consuming and then you just end up having tiny like 3 meals, but still end up having to reach out for snacks in the between, you're not doing a good job. The best thing you can do for yourself then is be like, no, I'm going to have a well-proportioned meal, 3 meals, and then I'm not going to reach out for any snacks during the day because I filled myself with good, whole, hearty, whole foods that I've made and know exactly what's inside. And this is when as well, you should be cooking your own food as much as possible because you'll know what's in there better than if you order even a healthy takeaway. And my last tip is sleep more. Sleep more, I mean, don't become lazy and oversleep, and I barely believe that we need 8 hours sleep, but you know, every person is different. But sleep enough, let's say, not sleep more, sleep enough. And because a lot of people don't realize that sleep affects our weight and diet way more than we know. So a lack of sleep can have a real impact on your weight gain, on your weight loss, on any eating habits. So usually when you're sleeping, you're replenishing your energy and your body's repairing itself. If you wake up and you haven't had enough sleep, your body is still lacking energy and is going to want to compensate that energy from somewhere. And what's another source of energy? Food. So you are going to want to reach out for more food and more snacks because your body needs that energy because you didn't give it enough sleep. So make sure you are getting enough sleep so you don't have to compensate for it with food the next day. I hope that was helpful. If you want to read all of this information or make sure it's handy to you, then I've left the link in the description down below. If you have any questions, also let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave me any comments.